Hello guys, welcome to second session of Beacon Pines. I forgot to edit my our Twitch stream information about what this particular run is. 'Cause it's probably going by old information.
Secret lair. Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to
I might
avoid
not be able
any
to do
more
a full stream
surprises
tonight,
lurking in the
unfortunately.
shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they
But
might
let's do what
discover
we
the
do.
next day.
What time is it? Okay. He's wearing a sweater again. Has the thing been washed? 'Cause I think we've been wearing it like all game. I don't think we can dash in this game. I don't remember there being a dash button. Rella, what on earth is that? Hmm? The ridiculous thing on your head. Oh, this? It helps you think. You're gonna need a lot of those. Joke all you want. We'll see who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. The coast is clear? Whatever she's been up to this week. It's been keeping her busy most of the day. Very well. The game's afoot.
Luca and Beck rolled their eyes as Rollo strutted across the room.
If I were a Gran, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it.
Rollo flung open the cabinet with confidence.
Aha!
He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume anything that dust isn't what we're looking for. Or maybe it's what she wants you to think. Then again, any good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. First hunches are for suckers. Eureka. She's lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps the fire going every day, Rollo. Which is probably not a good idea. Drat. It may already be too late. Just think of the amounts of documents lost to ash. Okay. I'm gonna stop you right there. Can we just think for a moment? Luca, is there anywhere your Gran doesn't want you to go? Yeah. The closet upstairs. So maybe it stands to reason we should check there first? No dice, it's locked. Well. Look who stands to reason now. And I have no idea where the key is. If it is really important, she probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else? She has her berry bushes. Who has ever thought, I'm gonna take this important thing and huck it in a bush? True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary? Well, she is always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. But it doesn't matter anyway, I can't
A
reach
look
the latch.
of realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
Alright, Rollo. It's your time to shine. Ah, yes. You've called upon my expert detective skills. Now I shall
Before he
proceed
could
with...
finish, Luca scrambled up Rollo's back.
This isn't my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick, and every good lockpick needs a steady head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and stand still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss, but the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Yeah, I don't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh hey, let me just yank this
As
random
Beck
teacup.
pulled on one of the teacups, it slanted forward with a hollow click. The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Seems like your Gran has been doing some remodeling. Dude, only two types of people have secret lairs. Evil masterminds and superheroes. So which one do you think she is? We're about to find out. Wouldn't you have known about this room though? Because she took over after his mother left. So what, his mother never knew about this room? Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe. Oh wow. Yeah, this cannot be good. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it.
His father. Probably his father. It's my dad. Looks like some of his old medical files. Your dad was a doctor? I better check something. I better check this stream is running the way it needs to. Weird, why did... Oh, I have way too many windows open. Yeah, the game captures. Yeah, this should be. Let's, see what it looks like on Twitch. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, let's continue. Your dad was a doctor?
Luca nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, are you gonna read it? Hey, let me help.
Rollo
Here,
swiped
let
the
me help.
folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it? One sec. Some dense documents such as this are a lot like a cheeseburger. It's best to skip straight to the middle. That's where all the meat bits live. Well, I had no idea we were in the presence of the preeminent scholar in dense documents and cheeseburgers. By all means,
He stopped
proceed.
at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Ah, here we are. Follow-up examination of Terrence Willoughby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise. Body temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints. This is similar to symptoms exhibited by Miss Willoughby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results
Rollo
from
looked
Joseph.
up with heightened surprise.
See, it's creepy. Yeah, it's kind of disturbing. Here's Joseph. That's Mr. Nuncreed's name. Wait,
Rollo's finger traced across the page.
there's more scribbled in the margins. Could be contagious. Miss Willoughby claims that tap water in his house has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental? Lab results only raise more questions. Like he's came back to report later and made some noise. Looks like he came back later, made some noise. So it might be related to something
Rollo
else.
scanned through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. This disease, or whatever it is, progresses so fast. And with his wife passing, Terrence's condition follows close behind, exhibited by illness. Enough is enough. I need to take matters in my own
Luca,
hands.
staring blankly at the cabinet this whole...
What does it
Rollo
say
rustled the
next?
folder, trying to loose more paper.
That's where it ends. What? There has to be more.
Luca frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luca, that's only one. It's alphabetical, see? What do you mean enough is enough? How did he take matters in his own hands? This is
Luca
bullshit.
slammed the drawer shut.
I agree.
A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town, interspersed with
Actually,
hastily
I don't see
scrawled
that anywhere in the
notes.
graphic. Well, she sure has kept herself busy. Is her grand a serial killer? Because I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town, out of kindness of her own heart. She put little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Nuncreed has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside the circle. My moms are both on here. My mom's both on here. My moms are both on here. Does that mean both my moms are on here? My mom's both on. Okay. but both with question marks. Gus Valentine has a question mark. Harris has a question mark that's been crossed out. Mr. Kerr has a bullseye. The killer has chosen her next victim. We don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good. What do we have here? Barrel marked caution explosive. And jam jars? That's enough jam to feed the whole town. What kind of incendiary jam is your grand making? She wouldn't have had me walk around town delivering bombs, right? Only one way to find out.
Casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam. He
Huckleberries.
smacked his lips.
A hint of brown sugar and ink.
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
Ah!
Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
To address Miss Fertilli. A grand jam gram? It says, last night I used the disguise Harris provided to scout the location. The timing window should be possible. Operation Spark Plug is a go. Oh man, are they doing a heist? Whatever it is, it can't be good. So more of a bombshell than a bomb, am I right? You're new here, so let's slide. But I'm the bad joke guy around here.
They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pine.
Cool, this looks like a treasure map. Not every old map is a treasure map, bro. But every treasure map is an old map. Can't fault that logic. Look, there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts at the entrance of town. And if we follow it,
carefully traced the path.
it leads right to
down at the end point.
Town Square. That's a fountain in the middle of town. That's a weird place to hide a treasure. Rello, that doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of the path on the map has the same symbol as those explosives over there. So it's not hiding treasure. Maybe a little bummer. Rello, what's the thing you've been excited about for the past month? The festival. Oh. Did we just say gulp? This feels like a gulp kind of situation. Everyone will be gathered near the center of town. She's gonna blow up the festival? Not if we stop her. What was that?
Luca looked up from the map.
What was that? No, I heard it too. That was the front door, which means someone just shut the door. Which means someone's upstairs. Quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps.
Doesn't matter if you see the doors open, you're kind of fucked.
The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other.
Oh.
A muffled male voice broke the silence. A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down here?
Three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new thump.
Yo! Yoo-hoo! I'm not here to hurt anyone. Just here to help. Just...
At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Guess it's
Rollo
nothing.
shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered
Okay,
through
tell.
clenched teeth.
Rello,
It
don't.
was too late. Rollo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Flamin' chicken coop!
With all his weight, Rollo tackled the man to the ground.
Rello, mysterious creepy man. Anyone
From
there?
the dark corner, they saw something move.
Well, I didn't know if I had it in me. But there was only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rollo, that was awesome. Wait, did you just kill that
Luca
person?
scrambled to the hunched figure on the pressing his fingers to the man's neck.
You sure clobbered him good, Rolo. He's knocked
As
out
Beck
cold.
flicked back on the light, Luke.
Mr. Tolliver.
Chapter 7. The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver.
Oh shit.
Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair.
That's getting like dark
His
and
hands
serious.
were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go.
No, of course not, Wife.
They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
They run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop
'Cause that's
interrogation.
how I've always heard of the chill cop interrogation. That's how it goes. I have to grab something. I'm having a late dinner, which I'm gonna try and mute on stream as I play this game. I'll handle this. I just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
What little shit golly, I sure got my bell
He
rung.
looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Tolliver. This was all a big mistake. Luca, what's going on? Why did you have me strapped down? Why did you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rello just got a little startled. Rello's here.
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, alright. Mistakes happen. The kids gave old Hiram a good scare. Let's just get me out of these ropes and call
Luca
it even.
glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Tolliver, why are you in my grand's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? Where's my grand up to? If you just cut me loose, I can show you. How do I know if I can trust
Mr.
you?
Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done any wrong? Have I ever done wrong by you? No. And since your grand moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah. So why would I turn my back on your family now? It's just, all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board with names people from town, an archive of my dad's oldest servant
Luca
patient
gestured
notes,
to the corner.
barrels of explosives. I can explain everything. You just need to untie me. The kids deserve an
Luca looked
explanation.
again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bind.
Now I'm gonna kill you
Mr.
fuckers.
Tolliver gently rubbed his wrist.
That's a good lad. This all makes sense in
He
time.
edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
You see, this town has secrets, Luca. A very dark past indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
A past that must be brought
He
to
punctuated his final words by flicking the switch.
light. No, you just... Son of a...
Beck darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down
Mr.
here.
Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind.
I wasn't lying, you know. This is for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there and let the adults
They
handle
looked
this.
bewildered at each other.
Play it cool, huh? Not now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house.
Oh, do I have to...
The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end. Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement. Back to the drawing board.
Weather. What's incendiary for? I guess it's time to rumble. Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds began to rumble.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
You sure we can get home before something I missed that line? I say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here and I'll make a break for it.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Care to recalculate those odds? Hurry inside, you two, before you catch a code. I love the mothers. Oh, I didn't expect him to stay. Hello. Luca, Nelly will keep trying to reach your gran on the phone. Who you can totally trust. In the meantime, we hold tight. What? They decided to have speech rolls like that. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff is still in boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is this? Gum. Gum?
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better...
I'm tracking the structure integrity of gum with increased amounts of chewing. Chewed for 47
Luca wiped
days.
his hand off on his sweater and
Yep.
gave a nervous laugh.
Yep, I would,
Beth
It's weird, I
looked
know.
down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
I think it's weird, don't you? Yes. A little. But weird can be good. Oh, wow. Rolo and I have a radio just like this in the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down with the bolts, fighting it with state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. She seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much, and so when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation.
Luca flicked at one of the toggles.
But you can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. But around here it's all farm reports and static. Ah, shucks. Oh, this is like a cute little moment. Back. Yeah, try to eat before you stream. Generally a good idea. Not flowers,
Luca
okay.
bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flower. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Oh, well, there's another key word, I guess.
flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker. All the very few condors. Boy, you weren't kidding about poking around, huh? Oh, sorry, was this from your old school? The most recent one, yeah. Some schools gave me going away cards. Some did flowers. And they're really trying to feel good about themselves to do both. So you moved a lot. Yeah, that's the thing with having a brilliant parent. There's always a better job somewhere else. I didn't really have that. No, we did actually move a bit when I was a kid. These flowers will last longer, put them in some water. She probably knows that. That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared. Well, you cared enough to keep them, is all. Luca, can I ask you something? Of course. Why you gotta be a jerk? Dang, didn't that hurt? I'll be honest. That hurt more than I expected. Or at least it could look cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
Do you ever feel alone? Like even when people are around? Well, alone can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Does it feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Took a deep breath, exhaling.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? Jesus, man, your parents seem cool. You just don't know it. I guess I haven't yet. I guess I haven't yet. But one thing my dad told me was when I was little, don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna poop. You're gonna pop. Pop. So then, what do you want? What do you do when you don't know what to do? Dad never got to that part. Something I've figured out on my own, though. You gotta do something, anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know. Something. We're gonna register our complaints with the store. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. That things are gonna change.
Let out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Whoa. Let me try. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't I just stay somewhere? Yes. Rah. Hopefully that was loud enough to like, I just want to be a normal kid. I don't think there is such a thing as a normal kid. There. Now the moms are like, okay, well he's a bad influence for her. He's going home the moment this storm's over. In fact, let's just give him an umbrella and leave now. Wow, I actually feel a little better.
As abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks, I needed that. And now my parents are really suspicious if something's really wrong with me. Me too. I should head out before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. see you and Rella at the festival? Sounds good. Luca, don't let the universe jerk me
Beck
around.
gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in.
Alright. Got done my food.
Chapter
I
5.
don't think I got any new trinkets. Holy crap, I went that far back.
Friendly feud. The air was heavy with the hard rain's residue. The smell of wet things.
If you know what I mean.
Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone. Not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend.
He's kept a secret from him
Adding
and
Beck to the
immediately
group
told
would
someone
help
else.
balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
Just like relationships, better in threes. So we miss out on the fact that his mother, his gran, is like wearing the outfit, because that was in the timeline when there wasn't rain. Hey Dawn, tracking down a lead? You bet! I heard that you seen your rumor. Turns out, when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament. Peculiar how? He didn't give his kids an inheritance. There were conditions. He didn't just give his... Okay. Like what? The document stipulated that the Harris had to take on a child as her ward. A kid our age, and who just showed up to town one night with a lawyer. Solomon. Bingo! So Harris was forced to take care of him. Yep, or she would have lost everything. Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid? Rumor has it old Sharper sowed some wild oats. That explains the way Harris treats him. Poor Solomon. How did you find all this out? A good reporter never reveals her source, Luca. I better not dilly-dally. I gotta get to the treehouse. I was just trying to look at this. Ah, the telephone booth. Nothing wrong with the telephone booth, as we learned. It's perfectly normal. The perfectly normal telephone booth of boothness. Last Chance Diner. Excuse me, what are you doing? Just locking up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means all festival preparations has been completed ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm set us back a bit, and it's gonna be late, so we all decided to... You all decided? Yes, sir. I was unaware your job involved deciding things. We're all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future. Yes? Yes, sir. Very much, sir. Do you want to be the one to tell this town we failed them? No. That we gave up because there's a little rainstorm and we all got sleepy? Of course not, sir. Good. Then it's decided. Yes, sir. We'll work till dusk, till task is done. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. When do we get to go in this building? Because it has to be some secrets there. The game has to be leading up to that point. Oh, Pickler's Pond. Rello, are you still up there? Nope. I'm sorry, Rello isn't accepting visitors at the moment. Come back never.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times, and it always meant one.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason? I didn't abandon you. I'm just a little
Rollo
late.
scoffed.
The rain held me up. Liar! You weren't even home. What? The storm got bad and I got worried, so I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house and you weren't there. I made it back yet. I hadn't made it back yet. I'm not a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, that storm rolled in out of nowhere and I got stuck after dinner at Becca's
Lucas stumbled on
house.
his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Why? Who cares? Beck? Dinner? What the heck? What the heck is a Beck? She's a new kid in town. She's actually kind of cool. You're like her. She needed help convincing her parents she made new friends. New friends? There's an all day waiting for you, and you're off making new friends? It's not like that, Rollo. You know, while I was waiting, I made some upgrades to mission control. It was gonna be a surprise, but took so long, the storm knocked them all down. Just like you knocked down a friendship. Wow, what a dick. What does that even mean?
Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
To be fair, Rollo's gonna be a dick. I mean, you're a bad friend. You don't care about me. Of course I care, you ass. I knew you'd get in trouble waiting so late for you, but I kept my word. Cause that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your grand doesn't even care. You can stay as long as you want, and you wouldn't even get in trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this? If that's what you think, then maybe they're the bad friend.
Changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa's right. Storms bring more than water. This bun brought out the real Luca. Stop quoting your Pa's nonsense like it means anything. Well, yeah, at least my Pa is still around.
Words hung in the cold night air. Rollo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line, but it was too...
Okay, good night, Rollo. Jesus, Rollo's kind of being... There's really no good side of that. Like, Rollo's just being a dick. Come on. No reason to be that jealous is because he was late.
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Rollo, what a jerk. Call me a bad friend. Oh, I'm Rollo. Look at me. I'm my amazing family. Oh, God. This is actually kind of amusing. I guess I'm just never supposed to make new friends. Weep. Luca?
Van cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast. Luca, are you alright? I'm fine. I don't feel like getting up yet. That's not a good way of sleeping. Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. I gotta run out and take care of some things. Okay, I'll be back later to check in. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
It never did. She had a stroke and died, and that was the end of that plot. I bet Rollo's gonna go to the festival. He's gonna be miserable. No. Oh wait, I can do that. No, I didn't, Luca. I see you didn't eat oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich too, thanks. Rello came by. What did he say? He wanted to talk to you. What did you say? Told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plans to sit in your room all day? Pretty much. Well, I need to pop away for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party and go outside, I think it'd be good for you some good.
Lucas
Do you
still
some
couldn't
good.
bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rollo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
There's never anything interesting at the festival anyway. What? If Rello thinks I'm still going to the festival with him, he can shove it.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
The complete first
Luca
volume.
carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rollo had received it for his birthday, a special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rollo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rollo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind, but it had stayed right there where Rollo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft.
Luca? Another little friend came to see you, a girl named Beck Medwell. She said you met yesterday? What'd you say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. I told her you weren't taking visitors today. Oh. She seems nice. Yeah. You had a fight with Varlo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. Alright then. You stupid jerk. I'll leave dinner at the kitchen table in case you want to bite before
Without
bedtime.
realizing it, Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon. He once again felt the weight of it all and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luca stood in a vast black expanse. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad, where are... Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source. Luca's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame. Luca peered at the base of the fire.
I can't remember what timeline this is. If this is when he was captured but escaped from the guy, or just when they did some investigating. I'm thinking this timeline branched out from when Luca was captured but escaped.
It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luca could see small shadows moving in the burning city. People. Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them. Not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him, older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face. And all it got me was this. Luca staggered back. You aren't me. Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Welp, Dad. If you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames in a flash of cold light. He was gone. What does all of this mean? Luca felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder.
And we couldn't animate this for some reason.
Remember, why
in a video game.
we choose matters
Well, we can
just
show
as
this.
much as what we choose. Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mom? No! No, dear. It's only Gran.
Luca rubbed his eye. The kind, concerned face of his Gran came into focus.
How are you feeling? Fine. Anything you want to talk about? I don't feel like talking. That's just as well. How about you sit there and listen a bit? Whatever you and Riddle fought about doesn't matter, but he...
Gran silenced Luca with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. What was said doesn't matter. The important thing is that it's not the last thing you ever say to each other. But he said stuff about Dad. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. And what did you mean? And did you mean any of the things you said to him? No. Good. One must appreciate friends in their best moments and accept them in their worst. Accept. Okay. Now you get your little butt off bed. festivals today. You don't want to miss that, do you? I guess not. Seems like a good opportunity to make amends for Rolo,
Luca
doesn't it?
gave a reluctant nod.
So buy him a corn dog and apologize. But he's the one. What did I just say? Buy him a corn dog. That's a good boy. Everything's better with corn dogs. I need to get going now. Got some last minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. Alright. I love you, Luca. I love you too.
Luca took a deep breath.
Okay.
Chapter 6. Through thick and thin. Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rolo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship. Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rolo.
Gotta find him fast. But seriously, Rolo, what was the jerk? There you are. Luca, Rolo wanted me to tell you something. What is it?
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking her head.
Sorry. A space adventure, though you need to buy it. If you're brave, go somewhere quiet. Oh, Roxy, I don't. It's a riddle, Luca. My goofy little brother wants you to
Luca
find him.
looked down and kicked at the dirt.
Look, I know you two had a fight over something really incredibly stupid. The only thing more annoying than my little brother is my little brother without his best friend. So I'm doing him this one favor, and now I need you. Now I need one favor from you. Whoever it is that went down between you two, squash it. It's space adventure, though you don't need to buy it. If you brave, go somewhere quiet. In hell. Anyway, Unique New York. Unique New York. Huh? Oh, don't mind me. Just warm up for a big ceremony
Mr.
speech.
pointed to his grinning mouth.
Gotta limber up the old gab box. You nervous? Oh, heavens no. Well, break a leg. Give me the gift of a grip of the lock. I have no idea what he said there. I was trying to. The most terrifying people. The clipboards. I don't know who Perennial Harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Totally. The town's still falling apart, the weather's still cruddy, and this season's harvest, it looks like it's gonna be worse than last year's. You said it. No amount of corporate pandering is gonna change any of that. Exactly. But the lemonade at the drink stand over there does look pretty tasty. Fits. I'm still gonna be mad at them. I'd rather be mad while sipping some delicious lemonade is all. Welcome to our festival. Don't forget to come back at later for Mr. Kerr's speech and the Perennial Harvest Festival sign reveal. You don't want to miss it. How goes the Vilagen? Pretty rotten. I haven't seen so much as an exuvia. And it's not just the beetles. This morning I couldn't find any critters at all. It's like everything that buzzes or skitters just packed up and left. I'm sure there's somewhere out there. I'm sure there's somewhere. Maybe all the commotion of the festival just spooked them. Yeah, maybe that's it. That's sure, moron. Yeah, I'm so fucking cool. God, I'm awesome. I am just staring straight at that tail. clearly a tail. It moving. Haha, every single time. Yup. Wait for it. Unexplained sound once again noted. Like clockwork. What a bunch of drones.
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
Hey Jeff, everything alright? Yeah, everything's fine. I mean, used to be fine. Just ain't right these days, you know? I really do, actually.
Jeff turned to Luca with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding.
You know, you do, don't you?
For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
And then you continued your game because you kinda had to. A most welcome of welcomings. Would you like to share your thoughts? We always strive to improve. Nope. No. This is the first time I've seen this many smiling faces since the foul harvest. I have my doubts about perennial harvest. I still probably should, but I must admit they do put on a nice party. He met his old friend's eyes and was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens, this is no time for fresh friendships. Piper, you're actually taking a break from studying. I wanted to see what all the festival was about. I wanted to see what all the festival fuss was about. But I can't help but notice you still brought a backpack full of books. Luca, backpacks can carry a lot more than just books. True, true. So what you got in there? Books. Hi, Luca. What's Griffin doing? What? Nothing.
Sorry, all became flesh.
Just pretend I didn't say anything. I was able to return the perennial harvest safety suit you borrowed. I don't think anyone noticed. Good. Now will you tell me what you needed it for? It was a favor for an enemy of my enemy. This isn't going to harm Mr. Kerr, is it? All you need to know is that I'm not saying no. All you need to know is that it's for the good of the family. No, really, you could answer that. If you could say it's not going to, that'd be great. Sleeping? Yawn. I got a question for you. What do you think this whole festival is? The way I got it, perennial harvest is trying to win over the town. Like a bribe, but with balloons. Cynical. I like where your head's at. That's what I assumed at first too, until I eavesdropped on a couple of gossipy clipboards. What if I told you this whole thing is really a special shindig for a super secret guest of honor? A special guest too. I haven't dug that deep yet, but whoever it is, PH thinks they're a big deal. Up at the Dawn newsstand. The library, somewhere quiet. Anyway, I'm just gonna lock that. Hey, Luca.
Paolo's eyes lit with excitement.
I've been expecting you. Bravo on deciphering the first riddle. I was just walking around. I had no idea this is where you meant. I thought you just meant the treehouse. The first? Oh, yeah, didn't think that was all, did you? Rello does all go out, does he?
Paolo straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
On planet what? On planet Farpole, you may take issue with the fifth with the fifth, wow, when the fifth king dies, you'll need a
Kato
tissue.
stared at Luca eagerly.
Get it? Want me to tell you? No, it's okay. Let me figure it out. All right, when you find it, bring it here and be verified. And if you decide you want the hint, the offer still stands.
There were rarely any actual new additions, simply a variety of existing.
No one, not fooling anyone. Hi, Jassy? Hey, Jassy. Still working on through the newest Hank Atomic? You know it. Some fascinating canyon towards the end. Did you know? Hank Atomic's shrink array doesn't technically shrink stuff. It uses inverse quantum particle decay to literally grow the entire universe around an object, leaving that object unaltered, so it just looks shrunk compared to everyone else. Bingo! That's wild, but hey, Jason, but Jassy? But Jassy, no spoilers, please. All right, sorry.
Luca grabbed the Modern Science of Atomic Radiation from the shelf.
Once you've got a book, come with you and bring it to me, or grab a different one.
Luca grabbed the Modern Science of Atomic. Luca grabbed Natural Photography, Volume 5, from the shelf. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic. Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
Yeah, it's gonna be Hank Atomic. Ah, you found it!
Removed his book from the desk and replaced it with Luca's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, The Adventures of Hank Atomic, Issue 5. Luca clicked his tongue with recognition.
Rilo's cipher pen. He used to write secret messages everywhere with that. Only I had the special flashlight need to reveal it, but I lost it. Well, apparently he traded Jeff for this purple light bulb. Parted with his entire Halloween candy stash. Oh, Rollo. Now let's see.
Kato began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
Get away with such a
He
grift.
continued flipping.
Only found in grub cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kato looked up.
That's it. Grifts in grub cart. Grifting Griffin's grub cart. He wants to go to Griffin's snack stand. Ah, brilliant. I guess you're off then. I'll go to the rest of the scavenger hunt. Thanks, Kato. Go to the room stand. Hey, Griffin. Did Rello
Before
come?
Luca could finish his sentence, Griffin handed.
That's it? Bought and paid for. Enjoy!
Luca shrugged,
I thought that.
taking
Oh well.
a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
I actually really don't like corn dogs. I used to as a kid. Yuck! It's cold! Oh yeah, that's been sitting here for a while. Rello wanted me to be sure to give you that one specifically. Well, that's just.
Luca tongued at his cheeks, feeling something rough. He reached into his mouth and pulled.
Oh, come
He shook
on.
off the bits of corn dog to read the slip.
A pickup when you need some pep. Near the fountain, up the
Luca
step.
finished off the remainder of the corn.
This is going to be a whole thing. There you are, Luca. There's no way I'm actually doing this. It's way below my pay grade. Oh, come on, you big stiff. Let the kid have some fun. Fine. But Lo owes
Looney
me
waved
one.
his hands around sarcastically as he began.
I thought it was also a chick, actually. What takes flight but has no wings? Your final task, a friendship brings. See, that wasn't so hard. Hard. I feel cheapened somehow. I think it's sweet. Good luck, Luca. Hey. Hey. Did you find the comic book? Yep. You got the corn dog? Yep. Well then, I know it doesn't make up for the whole what I said, but here, you've earned
Rollo
this.
sheepishly handed Luca.
Ah, that's useful. Thanks. You didn't have to go through all this trouble. I'm sorry I got so mad. Dang it, you were supposed to let me apologize first. Oh, sorry. Now you've apologized twice before me. Let me do this. Let me do this. Look, I'm really sorry. With everything that's happened with your mom and all, I've always wanted to be there for you. Be a good friend, you know? When you said you were hanging out with someone else, I kind of freaked out. Rolo. Still my turn. I felt like if you need some new friend to help you, it meant that wasn't good enough. But that was selfish and wrong. I was wrong. I'm sorry, Luca. Okay, apology over. You can talk
Luca
now.
threw himself at Rollo, hugging him as
Well, I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you either. That's why we deserve each other. So, what else do you want to do today? We could snoop around and try to find some info about your mom. Snoop where? We could probably sneak into Perennial HQ while everyone's at the festival. Oh, that's actually, I was talking about that. Aren't you curious about all the stuff those clipboards wrote down? What if we get caught? I think I've had enough excitement for 1 week. Let's make the rest of the day about us. Really? Yeah, the rest of the world can wait one more day. You know, I've been wanting to get some work done on the MCDC at Mission Control. The aim is just a bit unpredictable. That sounds perfect. Oh, we're gonna finally fix that and I can use that in the other timeline. I hate orcs. Every single time. Yup. Wait for it. Wait for it, yeah. Unexplained sound once again. We've already done this. I was trying to see. I was interested in any dialogue. Like Hawkwork. What a bunch of drones. I wonder if we can see back. Did you hear? After Mr. Kerr gives his big speech, they're gonna have the first annual biggest catch competition. As long as a boot qualifies as a catch, I'm a shoo-in. Good luck. Oh, wait. Yeah, we have more trinkets.
Luca wrapped some tape around the hook. Hey, you never know.
Give it a good cast now. Come on, son. Throw that. In a game that barely has gameplay, why do they put something like this? Like, is it that important? Because the line can break, I believe. It's got a big bunch of big words on it. Let's see that. We regret to inform you, the application for property rights with respect to the Beacon Pines CBD and surrounding area has been rejected. Who's that for? Applicant Valentine Estate. Good, good.
Luca placed a sinker on the line. Sometimes the best stuff is at the bottom of the pond.
Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard liquor for a hard man. Best leave that be. Takes a real piece of work to leave something like that laying around. That doesn't look like liquor inside though. It looks like a piece of paper or something.
Luca wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook. Some fish have refined taste.
I don't think... Why is time pungent? Does time smell bad? Not really associated with it smelling bad. Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way, property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. The man's got a contentious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up.
Luca, gentle good first.
Yeah, we're good. Oh, almost forgot. I ran into your gran this morning. She asked me to give you this.
Rolo handed Luca an unopened letter.
Oh my gosh. I'll wait for you inside if you want to read it now. A letter?
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand. If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself. But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you. None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have. I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried. Everything I've done, I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
I love you too,
Luca
Gran.
folded the paper into his pocket and headed up the ladder.
Shouldn't he be like, what? I love you, Gran, but what are you talking about? Seems weird. What's the letter? Anything you want to talk about? Maybe later. Sir, whatever you want. You know, you really didn't have to go all that trouble just to apologize. Yeah, I know, but we've been looking forward to the festival for weeks. After I ruined everything with my big mouth, this was the best way to make sure you still had a good time without me. Rolo.
Luca was at a loss for words, but that was fine. Words aren't always necessary.
The festival seemed nice. Was it nice? We can still go. Nah, this is fine. Well, there's always next year.
Sadly, this was untrue. A distant rumble shook the treehouse.
Huh? What was that? Oh man, we missed the
It was not
fireworks?
fireworks. It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend. Something as old and cruel as time itself. A shockwave of cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill. Before they could react, it encased them in ice. Two boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene.
Alright,
In a
good night,
silent
folks.
Treehouse turned statuary.
Anyway,
In a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together.
you know what? Worse ways to go.
For the rest of time. The end.
Unless, like, they're conscious for the entire time. That kind of sucks.
No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it. We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
Hard cop? No, it's bad cop. Hard cop doesn't really sound good. I want to check this out, actually. We're going back a bit.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches.
Because I am super interested in a timeline where this guy gets turned
He
into a
looked
mutant.
up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See you, Jex. You know, they're like, fine, we know where that leads them. Yeah, exactly. That way, this way. We'll take him in the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice. Chapter 5. Signs.
Oh
They
god, not
stood
that movie.
silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
What? How would they? This was actually pretty bad. That was actually pretty badass. I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. That's what's... Then what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is there's no going back to where we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Find a way home. Let me see if anyone's been in chat lately, cause nope. Luca, are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
It's that bozo Kerr. I hope nothing bad happens to you out there in the woods.
Luca looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Shh! Boy Hardy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents? I've never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. Two faint seams were visible along.
A manhole cover. If it is, I've never seen one like it. What's the readout? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Meh. Still within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge of equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we punch out. Let's get this over with. What's all this? Hard to say with all the snow. I think it's a town sign. It's our town sign. I can almost make out the letters under the... What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town within this deep within Wheat Wood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. In two sense of these, it's best, I find it best to chuck stuff first and ask questions second. Okay. Oh wow, that sucks.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
Whoa! The other towns also caught Beacon Pines. Incredible. Anyway, this doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I guess we got turned around. Where did all this snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. That's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought before. It was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source. You think it's related? What the hell is going on? We're gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving. This stuff looks familiar to you. Does stuff look familiar to you? It looks like barrel near the puddle I shoved me into, right? It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim, run. Swim, run. How is the bridge already knocked out? What's going on?
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff they put around the wood. Wait, wood? The stuff Hugh put up. I don't know. Man, you are lucky I was wrong, because
The
you'd be.
crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing but here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic comics. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled. The town's destroyed. Everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion and more than a little guilt.
Okay, it's getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a bit.
Held together for warmth and comfort, if not for exhaustion. Their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of as it was. All they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
Was this a timeline where I think I escaped to Florlo and I think he's missing right now? Yeah, because the radio. I think it's a timeline with him missing. The way snow covered everything's over. It's kind of calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing temper. I do lose my temper.
Motioned sarcastically to his house.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done, huh? I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to be a horse's ass to respond. That's how it works. Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. You want me to fight you? Of course! Jeez, you goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying such cruel things again to fights? It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I feel empty. You won't understand. Me and Merle always having a blast together, laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission
Iggy
control.
now wept.
Perfect little Luca Van Horn, with his perfect little life. My life's not perfect. Everybody in this town likes you, not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and she even likes you alright. You have Tish. I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression.
His throat as he
Huh, it must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
We should probably get to some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay it low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bomb vault.
Luca's
Why don't you go back to your
eyelids
house?
slowly drift.
You're not that far from your house at all, yeah? Luca, yeah? I always did want to see that inside your dinky little treehouse. What did you think? Not bad. I'll give you a full tour when you get back. You know what?
That's
Huh?
all Luca could whisper before Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to the worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad.
The house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. This is how you remember them, huh? Luca turned to see his own face, the doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit.
I wonder if
Still
stories
carrying a
go
look of
off in a
disdain
certain.
behind empty
Would I
eyes.
have gotten the same story if I went here first, or would I have gotten the first one? And it's just are these stories like not based on what paths you take, but how many of them you've seen so far? Like they're sequential, not specifically triggered by what path you take, but about how many you've seen.
Oh, look at this perfectly cozy scene. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right material. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Luca snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore, and I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitude. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca, Mom? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca's eyes. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere. Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun. A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above
They're
them,
dead. Time
lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above
for
Iggy,
some venison.
it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy...
Get your hands
Whether
off me.
it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists.
Just what do you think you're
Luca
doing?
looked up. Gradually, the figure exhaled a cloud.
You certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We're asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's head. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me,
When
you.
it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
Scarfy neck. Little scarfy neck. Furball. Okay, let's lower temperature a bit. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Oh, great. How about a name? You must call me something. You can call me Nate.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Gnat. Wait. Do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are. You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You can help us or not. Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Turned sharply and began.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't a time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back to your
Luca and Iggy
home.
turned around with hope in their.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his finger.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nate, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood, or teleported some alternate universe. Or this is some kind of cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. You give it to us straight, so be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines, the original true Beacon Pines. You both grew up here, but the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. Oh wow, this is... Oh cool, so we basically nibble him. Just nibble him. That's too much work. You need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would be require a precise duplicate. Oh yeah, because I don't think there's a basketball hoop in the... Is there a basketball hoop in the other place? And the building does look different. Someone would have someone would have noticed. You think so, unless the auditing was impeccable, and mind-numbing attention to detail. As for innumerable trivialities which completed the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, or revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane.
Iggy looked around uncomfortably.
Yeah, I would too. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all, and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is one question that can never be answered without certainty, or with certainty. The best one can do is
Nat
uncover.
narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source. Why'd you say the source like that? Why indeed.
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way
He
they could.
looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck.
If this is really home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out.
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through the Weepwood.
Chapter 6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest, but right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know. Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone. Uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold His numb hands hit something hard. A headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you, but you've been here alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply. Just snow-covered silence.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense because he's dead. Why did you give me a slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh, Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide. Yup, hi, yup. 2259k. Fall off distance still good. Fall off distance? Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like that sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who loved them would never know the truth. The truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah, come on. It's almost time. It's almost lunchtime. Ha, weirdo. Here, I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here, literally dancing at graves.
Stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. But here's some advice.
A solid smack on the back of.
Hey, who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, crying like a pushover. Who are you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luke Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I do to you before? When some jerk comes at you, you act like I hurt his ass. I stood for myself. Hell yeah. Kurt and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source.
His eyes with a sleep.
Whoever's at the source, it must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. So it would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to the precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big a snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckle.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad, I promise. Let's do this. You get awfully cold out there in the woods, Luca. Probably best if you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh heavens no, do I seem like a killer to you?
And Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Ah, shucks, now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they gave kids. The good stuff. So why'd you bury under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Rolled his eyes with.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a check.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare, but like I said, those were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. But, sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your face. Rollo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried them under a tree. But when I came back from later, they were gone. I figured some grown-ups found them and tossed them.
Triumphantly raised.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Guess it doesn't matter now. The cue's point. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who's way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman hero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare to blast off, losers. Oh. Huh. Crooked. Just like this whole stinking place. I could have missed that? Wow. You know, this town wouldn't have been hard to replicate. They only had like 3 buildings. Well, more than 3. But it did not have a lot. It also has a fountain. It also has a mansion, so that's something to keep in mind. To the house as part of the mansion, which is still, I guess, a mansion. Damn, I didn't think this path would get this exciting.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo, echo, echo. And that is why. I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole. Why do we smash a hole? How do we smash a hole? How is no one uncomfortable? I mean, Iggy, I guess, would be fine. I guess they do have a bunch of hair, so I guess, unlike humans, they can stand the cold a little more. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr. Where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drat, it's cold. You two just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source where they collect the unrefined.
Scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't even understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh heavens no! My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you're destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine happened to be a lead in a role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile is not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Snapped his finger.
Scene change. There's still a way. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to...
Stop! Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you, regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know. I'm an exceptional liar. Bump, bump, bump. That's far enough.
A single bottle rocket from the box and held it.
Stop it, you fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Mr. Kerr flung.
Very well. You can head back. You can head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What? Like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed.
Oh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel did I use? It doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. You just gotta save yourself. Just let go and save yourself. If we let's go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfish and just like long life? No, I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phyllis Young.
Look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum
Wow, you believe this guy?
Luca's hand began to cramp.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay. You aren't gonna kill your friend like that, are you?
Muscle in Luca's body.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Just like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
His hand slipping.
And I told you what needed to be done with bullies. I can't. It's the only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
Settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
His voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the...
Let me do the right thing for once. I got no choice but to, like... Let's see what happens.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request.
This is probably the bad ending.
His grip
They're both the bad
and
ending.
reached for the walkie. A wild delight crept up. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time. We need help. It wasn't long before they were once again Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror. Now, a clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tusk. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head. The end. I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Yep, I just want to see what happened. Anyway,
Luca
let's...
had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
I would run. Good looking. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Actually, it's only like 20 feet down. He's probably fine. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Oh. Oh, he's super dead. Curious. Ah, but of course, those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend sacrificed to save this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempest liquamine is a peculiar substance. It changed the relationship between matter and time itself, but doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things code, and the fireworks made the whole freeze over. That's one way of putting it. Yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I sure think what would have happened
We
if
have
that's the
some
case.
idea what that would look like.
Does the game know like I've already been? Wait, does she know like I already saw a chapter where hell froze over? It's probably because I can't get that particular. I probably can't get that particular pendant. When did I have? Oh, I got flight from the balloons. So yeah, I couldn't get here. Oh, yeah, I couldn't get here until I saw that other story where like hell where the town froze over. So I had to see the town froze over first. It's because I got flight, and then flight was how I ran. Man, they really thought about that, making sure you see where the town freezes up first. It'll take a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been in my way. Each of us has a role to play. Iggy's role, as it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Wait, why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eye.
Luca Van Horn, you're gonna save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked dumbfounded. Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued. Beacon pines harder. Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when I was even starting to like Iggy.
I mean, he's dead, so if you don't like him now.
No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
It's a whole thing. So I guess Iggy doesn't die in the alternate timeline. Shame. I wonder if a lot of these have a third choice. Jeez, that would branch out quite a lot. Acceptance looks so happy. It's like, acceptance, letting you go for your death. Oh, man, it's great. They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop. It's supposed to be bad cop,
run
okay.
The classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze.
Even though you can use multiple choice, really, this is a pretty linear game. I don't mind that, though. The way it is an interesting take.
I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver.
That's interesting, though, because, yeah, you had to see the Frozen World first, is why she was able to use that line. We would know what it looked like.
Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, well, well. Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained
I have no idea my
motionless.
voice that I gave this guy. I can't.
Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver.
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten it.
Who? Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light.
Oh my god, did they freeze to death when the bomb went off? Or whatever it
With
is?
a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll ask the questions here, punk. Now hold on, just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, Looks like you're
The
sweating.
doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can say this. We can do this my way, or... Well, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You've tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans. What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran. Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more
Gonna help her blow up the festival, huh? Blow up the festival? Good
He shook
lord.
his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's a source? It's where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
You get
Willow spun
cold?
around
I
with
guess.
a repentant grimace.
Because at this point you would have had to do both sides. Anyway. No, I think it could have gone this way. No, hard was already available before I could have seen the source. Okay. Damn, Rolo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anyone else you might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, that tent's was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library. If there's any information about the source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's get some answers. This is a dang nice library. Not really, it's pretty small. Thanks, we work hard on it. Aren't you a little young to be a librarian? Aren't you Kato hung out here so much, eventually it gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novak sometimes. They got you working for free? It's quiet and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for y'all? We need a favor. I already told you, Morello. I can't put you on any higher than on the wait list for the next Hank Atomic. If you're here with more candy, I'll have to know I can't be bought. Call our person a code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? The last thing we sort of don't know. Well, the thing is, we sort of don't know. What do you got on the history of the town? There's a county record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they'll go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start with those.
Chapter 8. 6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
Oh, the town. Oh, she has a map of the old town. If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up the one with all I'm gonna end up in one of those asinine death records. Rollo Cutter lived a full and wonderful life till he read so much boring crud and his brain oozed out of his ears.
Shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. It won't be boring county records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries
The noble
myself.
muttered under his breath.
You're a county record. Really? That's the best you got? You're a county record. When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote of history. Just like
Slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing.
J. Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey. We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute.
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that last name, Beck? In the obit? J. Hartford. From Brookville Turbine 8 years ago. That can't be right. What is it? J. Hartford. That's my grand's name. Juniper Hartford. There's Juniper Hartford. Maybe there's two J. Hartfords? Miss Hartford is survived by her young daughter E. Hartford. Hartford. My mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. Your grand is 6 feet under, 3 towns over. Then who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
Alright, gang, I got to close
Beck
up for the night.
rubbed her eye.
How late is it? Almost 10. Oh crap, Paul's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's leave as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about your unconscious man in your basement? I'll think about something. I wouldn't want to go home. Are you kidding me?
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering. He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Miss Hartford. Oh, that book's not. Oh no, the book is there. Okay. Oh no.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be.
Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left without a
Maybe
trace.
Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Lucas' hungry stomach, not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without.
Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful.
I'm afraid your jam delivery will be
He
delayed.
flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreed. Oh, okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as nothing went wrong. Gran would think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left left when he was done. Hey Gran, why is there? Yeah, this played dumb. Like, why is there a door there? The Gran? Oh, stick to the. Okay.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady him. Something was wrong.
Come on, legs. Just a few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled.
The germ. Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Rest now and let me handle everything.
Chapter 9. A speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him? Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed? Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Lucas snapped back to the matter at hand.
Festival. Have we showered at all the entire time? Is there even a shower? Where have you been? Gran put something in a jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages or secret conspirators. Not this one. This one intended for the one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa, ho ho! Sly devil. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around, but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be seen. But Mr. Nuncreed is aloof. It's just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Maybe Gus has just got up and Mayor Gus has got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving. Hut, 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 hut.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
I say, is this thing... hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and... I suppose they already know that. Oh yes, before we get started, I just want to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be what it is without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. All tube. Even that's more than the old codger
Gus
deserved.
cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his...
Ty. Right. Where was
William
I?
Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a...
Gus
He
Valentine,
gave
everyone!
Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it for our mayor. What a great turnout. Oh heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful
Mr.
podium.
Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I'm dadgum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together to get today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life
Mr.
forever.
Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
The second I set forth from Beacon Pine, something overwhelmed me. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place, to see the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment, change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently. The crowd was silent.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community, and Perennial Harvest is a community first and
Mr. Kerr
foremost.
methodically made eye contact with each section.
The only way, oh well, they really are. The only way you made it through Foul Harvest was an unshakable conviction, a conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into the future that we will shape together, and that is what change is about. Grabbing the future by the scuff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink with what we will all be making with that. I'm tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. Huh. What was that?
The crowd began to look around.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. and remain
Mr. Keller
calm.
quickly flicked through his notebook.
Where was I? Through my travels, I learned one true thing: that one always reaps what they sow. We all planted a lot of good in this town, and so it is with a happy heart that I
He
can proclaim
raised his hands up to the heavens.
our harvest awaits.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end, on a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything! Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again.
I like how
No,
frustrated she is.
I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. Please.
Sly. One of the first few times. Second time, I guess.
Sly cop.
Other than the beginning, we actually have a third choice.
Luca and Rollo ducked behind a
God.
barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
Oh, I get. They each have their own. That's cute. Good idea.
With a few crisp
Chill.
snaps, she roused Mr.
Hard.
Oliver.
Sly. Huh? Wah! 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 I'm Luigi now. What's going on? You're that Medwell girl. Please call me Beck. Sorry about this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you
Beck
here?
caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you need some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand, we never know who to trust in
Mr.
this town.
Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both
Beck
here to
twirled her hand, as if to
destroy the
Beck
evidence.
shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old girl is nothing but
Mr.
not
Tolliver
thorough.
let out an amused huff.
She is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up
was
down
on a
here.
roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like
You sure can finish? You sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusts me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There is one more loose end I'll work on. Loose end? Oh, it's really nothing. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an old phrase in the perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it? It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You probably should go work on that. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time, Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf, but all he ever sells is his apples.
Blinked slowly. And
The password, Rolo. Underground secrets. Well, yeah, well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I have to be worried Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Fine, in the meantime, I've got an idea.
she turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's the word for underground? Buried? Covered? Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each layer is a numbers thing. So U would be 21, N would be 14, D would be... Oh. It's an anagram. Nuncrete's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Rello, that was incredible. It was either that or Kren's new red drugstore. Yeah, I think you're right the first time. How'd you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. I'm horrible at anagrams. I cannot. We better go to Nuncrete's. You scared me half to death. Sorry, you kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Nope. He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear, that man would be late to his own funeral. Not classic joke. Funerals. Everyone's gonna have one eventually in this town very soon if we don't stop it. I'm very sure Crooked is probably one of these.
Luca tied a bent nail onto the line. If all you have is a hammer.
Nice. Have there been any chats on? No messages tonight. It's a photo of you and Uncle Joseph. It's a photo of you and Uncle Joseph. Let me see that. Look at those two young fools. How did they end up at the bottom of the pond? Who can say? Not that I tried to murder him and bury and hide it. I mean, some things are just hard to explain. I miss Uncle Joseph. How come he doesn't come fishing with us anymore? He's busy with his new job at Valentine's. His uncle. What's the new job got to do with fishing with us? It's complicated. Like I said, some things are hard to explain. There was a fallout and we ate him. Jeez, the phone's just going off the... Perennial Harvest has to be like one of the final place, like the final place you go or something. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I have a few more details locked down for the festival. Oh, what did you have? What did you have to report? What is this insipid town festival really about? I think
Gus looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend time with him. He only tries to murder children, nothing serious. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so you could make friends. Your job's help me figure out what Kerr and his perennial harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Harris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and can offer us help. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damn backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When all this goes inevitably wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Harris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make. We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change, whether you like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future, or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you'll always just be a Gus. Good night, Harris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. It's getting late, children. We better get the Nuncretes. Yes.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Duncree. Is he still here? I'm afraid not. Why you can't? Then why did you get the candy from? Then where did you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his.
Sometimes it's small pleasures in life, though we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can call a lot. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wonder why my niece and uncle kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's easy as cold hard cash. For me, it's just freaking licorice, dude. Oh my god, it's so good. I hate licorice. Well, he's right. It's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's gotta be around here somewhere. Have you actually seen anyone have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncree? No. Besides Mr. Nuncree?
Beck
No.
cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Kren's new drugstore! I mean, underground secrets! The
Beck
password!
flung open the door, and they all.
So wait, it means both? Alright, let's see
Luca
here.
cracked his knuckles and entered the letters.
Underground secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great, now what? I guess we're...
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least the air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it! You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth. Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Look, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimension conduits from Hank Atomic issue 12 are real? Well, at one point or another, you said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. It looks like each of these has something written on them. This suit has a broken mask. So we have found our mystery warehouse creeper. We've at least found their hazmat suit. If it was like a Nuncreed and talks like a Nuncreed, let's not jump to conclusion. Just saying. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. A series of tubes. Paul always said you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies to this exact situation. That's the thing about Paul. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, there are things I've read enough of Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Over the field of...
Eeny, meeny, miny. Rella, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Shit. 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 Awesome! You'll need to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password, but they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now, I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about that. You know, your father and I were friends back
He
before.
gestured toward the strange tube.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped them. He helped it. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine came to us, said he's got an opportunity. He's found something he didn't quite understand, and he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people, but the thing that could never get him to understand was it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick in the villain plotline. Watt loved being righteous almost more than he loved being with his family. He was wrong about one thing though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure to keep saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
his head with
Sharper's long gone, but he still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to lay what needs doing.
Step toward.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this, but you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground layer we've busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark of the fountain on the square town. The fountain, but why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source? What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's gonna freeze us all. You all need to run. Run? Where? Away! As far as from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. That did not go how I expected. So, we're totally following him, right? Totally. Stay on your side. You good? Yep. She just goes home. She's like, I'm gonna screw this. I love this town.
Chapter 8. The cold, hard truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Oh, right, that makes sense. That was intense. Yeah, I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got any of us. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone why would anyone even want to blow something up here? The only way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up with the Nuncreed. I think this went this way. This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time, Nuncreed's getting away. Yep, basketball. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most versed of all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Oh, I get it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Rolo, stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their basement. It's their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep a code. We found it by traveling through this metallic wormholes back in town. The final objective: kill us all and shape-shift into a beacon-time citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge.
Oh, really? Now you know.
One arm outstretched over the abyss nearby. A wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held...
Oh shit. Juniper, I don't know what you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper, and possibly the whole town, because they might all die too.
Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran. His voice...
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just handle the torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not
They
true.
both now yelled, not to each other, but at making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to affect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
Both of these seem like, I don't know which one of these are right. Does he know his song?
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind, the only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem. That melody pervaded every memory, shivering in the raw snow.
That doesn't seem to, well, we'll see. Whatever that is not humming.
Gran lowered the torch, listening closely as recognition slowly set in. Her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before
So are we gonna address that she may not be his grandmother?
Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
So I guess that's Walt's mother, but we still don't know if...
Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I am so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people call me is telling my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see. He could just make out the impression. He peered across the snowscape at the woman. Something about her was undeniably only smaller, older.
Mom? Oh, that's right, buckaroo. Mom.
Luca sprinted as they held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone. You should have known I would never abandon
Eleanor
my son.
looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where'd you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did keep you safe. I thought about getting answers to help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. Those are bad people. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want, and they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do they want? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold weather.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. It can be. I'm gonna throw a torch. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
Her voice.
No more lies. I see now. There's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold hard
Luca
truth.
gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. Joseph stared into the snow as if.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago, Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempest Liquament. There were dozens of them. Every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room. Eventually, muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is something. I am tickled pink that we're making that choice together. How great is that? This man's a liar. Excuse me? I would not. This town's a dangerous secret and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any
Mr.
sense, dear.
Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd, just plain impossible. They promised they could fix Foul Harvest. They told us they would clean up this place. We just we just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated, Miss Hartford, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please. Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. Excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just as sneaky as the Dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry for this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help she needs. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. You all know something's wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is. That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncrete.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncrete's face.
Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. The ever tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side, like a weed that's buried under the where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself a rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party, but alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr? Yes, sir? It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Of course, Miss... Oh, yes, sir. Of course, sir. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward for the recompense we agreed upon.
Gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed it. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change.
What? No. She didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Devin looks somewhat smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I want you all to witness my glorious return to with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of frustrated grumbles
I mean,
sprinkled
that's...
through the crowd.
Goddamn, that's pretty narcissistic just to start. I think the pig has the right idea of just sleeping through it. Like, I don't care. Sharper, you malicious bastard. I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. So assistance, Mr. Kerr?
Gave a subtle nod to the...
You coward. Does anyone else have something to contribute?
A helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools? What stops them from moving? Other than maybe some of them might be poor. If enough of them just leave, you're fucked. You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Dad? Dad? Daddy. I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give, the opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. But silence, Augustus, an adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Harris, you failed me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? You need a legacy when you can just live for her. But what about... It's alright, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's no helping it. Now then, where's Joseph? You didn't take that slip off, did you? Oh, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. You deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because you left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You're simply too weak to take it. No matter, cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrow state than any of you. An aging actor desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frithered away my goodwill, Beacon Pines is mine again. And I'm willing to share the spoils in exchange for absolute royalty? I don't think royalty is the right word. Anyway. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of perennial harvest? Yeah, come on. Ha! You think that puffed up blatherskit could have accomplished all this? Damn, I suppose it's time for your big
Sharper
exclusive.
addressed the crowd. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt...
You see, I need a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrate my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell, so I invented William Kerr. Take your bow, you've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate...
Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. That was truly a role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Bill Kerr was Pratt C. the whole time? Is that a reference? Now your secret's out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know each and every person in this town's most fear. What fears most. And that will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ha, the young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. And you and your friends have made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity if things would have gone a bit differently. You might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought, but well worth it. Ha.
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image.
It's not the worst supervillain thing
The
to do.
fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous.
I mean, so far, nothing bad.
A secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer.
Interesting.
The end. This is wrong, but you can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Hold on a second. I want to see what happens if I cry. I just need to walk away for a moment. Hydrate myself a bit. Let's see. What malice? Okay.
stillness. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, the tears crystallized. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering.
This will all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can come back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll all see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran.
Nothing will go wrong.
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuating.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very personal lesson in life. If you want things to change, you must be willing
Before
to.
Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Oh, I might have made a mistake. Oh, she's trying to, like, save her son, but she can't.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him in honor of unflinching love, pitted against another. There was no her warm embrace. That is where they remain, fixed. And so, are in a town brought low by its secrets, sits the ad. Well, that was. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force. There was a malice lurking behind those eyes, like a trap ready to. Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there.
I just want this all to be over. Of course, I'm sure it will all work out soon enough. I should get going. I told Roxy I'll check for Lolo at the
Luca
treehouse.
twisted free of Nuncreed's grasp.
Of course. Luca, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all. Except when... Right, because he didn't tell me anything yet. The festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold. I agree, this is all more than a little sad. It's worse than sad, it's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up? I'm listening. You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It would be a shame if someone...
scurried off.
Just, oh, man. Identify yourself, please. Nelly Modo. I work here now. I'm unable to locate you on our staff roll. I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight and get a few things done. Hold, please. Clearance authorized. Thank you. Our harvest awaits. He looked down and muttered in a gruff voice. Mama always told me my problems would look swell once I grow up, but my problems always seem to grow up right with me. Heavens, I sense big trouble ahead. We're like all the way back in chapter 5. So, whoa! You could get a wreck. You can get a wrench to the. You could get a wrench to the noggin stick up a guy like that. Don't scare him, man. While he's junking, Sonny. Even Jeff. Isn't it kind of late to be junking? I might as well be asking the same of you. Find anything good? Bah! Ever since perennial arbors moved on, even the junk is trash. You can learn a lot about a person by looking at what they throw away. With this bunch, that's all shredded paper and coffee cups. Well, I better get going. I didn't see nothing if you didn't see nothing. See what? Exactly. I'm so damn cool. Old Pickler's Pond. Anything new? Nope.
Luca tied fishing with
Rolo?
he aired a long holler into the wood.
Rolo! Rolo, wherever you are, I hope you're okay.
Luca felt his eyes getting heavy, and he conceded to its lumpy.
I think I have to end this
Once
soon because
again,
I have other stuff I
Luca
really have to
found
get to.
himself
Even though I'd
in
rather finish this
vast,
game.
This time, he took a single confident step. The world flickered, and he found himself standing in front of the fissure. He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame, waiting. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically, until all that was left was a single ember. Luca stood up and dusted himself. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, a keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him. "You made me proud, Buckaroo." Luca turned to face him. "Dad, what is this place?" A warm grin grew across his father. "A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together." Luca found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every... "Wait? For what?" Another voice spoke out as Luca's doppelganger stepped forward. "That's without knowing why. Is any of this real?" Luca's father bent down to... "Of course, I'm as real as the part of you that misses me." Luca turned to look at the older... "And you?" The doppelganger choked back tears. "I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone." "Does that make sense?" Through his tears, his father pulled him in for an embrace. "Time to go, Buckaroo." Luca was startled from his dream by a banging on the floor. A commanding voice rumbled from... Just as Luca sprang to lock the entry hatch, the...
Chapter 5?
Dangers big and small. Luca stumbled back. He heard the rope, keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch as his hand grasped the door handle. A large figure clumsily
Stop right there, or I'll... Jeez, I know it's dark and all, but I figured you recognize me. Who are you?
The figure cocked its...
Stop now, I'll clobber you with a baseball bat. Whoa, 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 take it easy. Luca, you need to get your eyes checked. It's me, Rolo. Nice try, but I know you aren't Rolo. You're like one of those random uncles or something. Where is he? Haha, uncle. Luca, quit messing around. It's me. If it really is you, prove it. Flaming chicken coop,
Luca's
Luca.
jaw. He peered more closely at them. Something about him was only bigger. Chain.
How? What happened to you? When I was running away, I ran into more people in those yellow suits. They grabbed me and dragged me away. What? Where did they take you? I don't know, but they put it back over my head. It was cold and smelled like a swimming pool. I think it was an underground lab or something. They made my hands all big. Look.
Rollo proudly presented his hands to Luca.
Pretty sweet, right? I mean, it wouldn't be my first pick for superpower, but beggars can't be choosers. Rolo, it wasn't just your hands. My feet too? Dang, Paul just made me new shoes. Wait, Luca, why are you so
Luca
small?
moved to the side and pointed Rollo to his reflection.
Wait,
His
what the?
hands shot up to his face.
Holy Toledo! Rolo, what did they do to you? They made me drink some green crud. Ew. Actually, it wasn't too bad. It kind of tasted like licorice. I passed out and I woke up like this. Oh, interesting. Tastes like licorice. And then I sort of smashed open my cage and escaped. Whoa, you smashed open a cage? Kinda. At least I think I did. It's all a bit of a blur. They had you in a cage? Who are these people? I don't know who did this to you, but we're gonna fix it. Fix it. This is awesome. Well, I'm just glad you're safe now. Luca, you don't need to worry about me. I'm sure I got snatched, but look at it this way. I got snatched. I know where the snatched people go. You finally may have a lead on what happened to your family. Maybe you're right, but this all seems dangerous. Danger, huh?
Rollo shadowbox.
I'll take him on. Hey, fellas, what's up?
With a yelp, Rollo dove.
Ah! Did I come at a bad time? Who the heck are you? This is Beck. Sorry, something truly bizarre has happened and I need help. I didn't know where else to go. So you're just hanging here with your large adult friend? No, this is my buddy Rollo. This is your missing friend? One and the same. He seems a little odd. I'll have you know, this is a recent development. What the heck does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry, you're the one who just showed up out of nowhere. So I'll be asking the questions here. That's fair. How'd you find us? Your silly little treehouse? I think you mean our silly little mission control. I hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret. I could hear you from your racket from a mile away. See, Luca? This is why we need to improve security around here. Not now, Rollo. Beck, you said something bizarre happened? Yeah, but
She shot a nervous glance at Rollo.
anything you can say around me that you can't say around Rollo? This has been a weird day, hasn't it? Yup.
Beck's eyes narrowed.
Okay, so I'll start when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try to salvage my hair. So I dyed it was oh that's right, she got the stuff put on. So I dyed some stuff with the chemistry set my mom gave me. Okay, I just need to play it cool. I hope no one knows this. Knows this what? Oh nothing, I was just come over here and let me have a look. Oh honey, what in the world do you have got in your hair? This felt like a change. This is gonna take forever to grow out. You're the one who said that change is a good thing, right? I was talking about your mother's new job, but I was talking about us moving. Well, I guess I was looking at listen to heart.
Ilona tried to put on a smile.
Before I forget, I came here to tell you that Nellie had to go to work tonight. Her and Mr. Kerr decided it would be good for her to go get some things done before tomorrow. That Kerr guy seems like a grade A creep. Beck. He is. Him and this weird cult of personality. You are not going to ruin this job for Nellie. It means too much to her. I know exactly what it means to her. It means enough to exile her daughter while to this podunk town. This place sucks. The people weird. You just don't know them yet. It's always cold. We're in the mountains. You get used to it. I can't even pick up a single decent station on the radio. It's all banjo music and farm reports. You know I grew up in a town that's not different from this one. Is that why you're better at talking to plants than people? Well, okay. So here's what we're gonna do. First of all, you're grounded. What? In the morning, I have Nellie come and see what we can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable at the festival, but not another
She
peep.
sighed, and after a moment, looked down at Beck.
I know it was hard, honey, but doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time. Other people seem to have covered for me. Oh, and if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair more,
She flashed a sly grin and tussled Beck.
let's shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious you look then. Very funny. Thank you. Good night, sweetie. Good night, Mom. Wait. First of all, this town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded? No. I'm sorry you got in trouble. It's my fault your hair got screwed in the first place. Don't worry about it. I actually kind of like this look. Great. Can we go back to the story now? Next part is the important bit. I have this radio upgrade. Okay. And I was too angry to sleep. And so I tried dialing something worth listening to. Mr. Kerr, are you there? Mr. Kerr? Yes, I'm busy. What is it? Apologies, I have the founder on the line. Patch him through immediately. One moment. Hello, sir. It's so nice to hear from you. Skip the pleasantries. Where's your report on our new lead research of deep engineering? Nellie Medell seems to be integrating nicely. At this moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She's offered to work overtime before I even had the chance to suggest it. Excellent. And your faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor? Her work must be complete before the festival. I will make sure she stays day and night until it's accomplished. Good. You know how I feel about loose ends. Yes, sir. Once she's finished the work, we need to make a determination regarding her long-term prospects in the company. Immediately, sir? We usually have more time to fully bring people into the fold. We are in the endgame, Bill. After your failures at Dr. Prescott, I can't afford to take any risks. Of course, sir. No loose ends, sir. Once she's finished work, she will either leave the office completely committed to perennial harvest, or she won't leave at all. Perfect. Sir, if I might suggest, maybe we should delay just for a bit. Oh? It's just we seem to be rushing this to hit this festival deadline, and rushing into things has caused some issues in the past. I see. Please understand why I just want to do what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for what you've done for me. Bill, I'll make this very clear for you. I brought you into things to run smoothly, not to have opinions. Of course, sir. Chin up, Bill. You're only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Whoa. Yeah. Just so we're clear, when they said loose ends, they were talking about murder, right? Like actually killing people? Capital
Luca
murder?
gave Rollo a quick elbow to the ribs.
Who is his founder? I was hoping you guys would know. Nah, as far as I know, Kerr is the top banana in perennial harvest. He sounds scared of this founder guy, so we have even topper banana in the field. What the hell is my mom cupping? Has she talked about the job much? Not really, since he was hoping to come in and continue some of the work someone left. Luca, who do you think the body of the warehouse was? The person Speck's mom came to replace? That would make sense. Beck, it seems like Nelly's predecessor got loose-ended. I'm getting that impression. Okay, so we need to get your mom out there before the festival happens. That's 2 days away. Won't she come home after work? Won't she just come after work? The people on the radio said they were going to hold her until then. So if she's not coming home, we gotta get
Beck
her.
flicked a
Go and
large
get her.
sheet of paper out of her pocket.
Maybe this will help. You have blueprints? Well, it's really just a welcome map from a mom's PH orientation day, but it shows the layout. Sure looks like blueprints to me. Looked in the reception area, and that's a big marked founder's room. It even has the exits marked. Guys, we have a deadline. We have an objective. We have blueprints. You realize what this
Rollo
is,
started
right?
to wiggle with excitement.
I think we're hesitating. I think we're heisting. This is officially a heist.
Chapter The Heist. They spent the night's end huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest.
And this is where it ends, because I really do have to quit the stream for the night. But we're probably going to end game next stream. I'm probably going to play another game. I'm going to finish this game and then probably play something else in the middle of the stream after I'm done that. But yeah, thanks for watching some why I forget the name of the game? Beacon Pines. Man, it's a lot. This is really interesting game. But we're gonna continue it next week. Thanks again.